Appreciate this. What do you know about Mike Macdonald? Because moments ago we just found out that he's flying across the country for a second interview today after doing the first interview yesterday. What do you know about Mike Macdonald?
I guess I would say I feel like I know a decent amount because I did the Ravens Arizona Cardinals for CBS this year. So I got a chance to talk to him in the production meeting. And then on the field before the game in Arizona, I talked to him. And then again, I was on sideline Sunday for the AFC Championship game for the radio for Westwood One, and I talked to him for a while before the game Sunday, too. So I've talked to him once in a production meeting where he was impressive, and then twice just he and I. And, man, I really, really like him. Now, first of all, there's no discussion about what he did this year with their defense. Like, none. I mean, you get guys off the couch who don't even go to training camp, like Clowney and Van Noy, to have career years. You lead the league in sacks with guys like that. What he did defensively this year, and I would say even the adjustments he made to the Chiefs after those first two drives, to me, he's the number one defensive coordinator in the NFL right now. Now, what does that mean for a head coach? That's kind of a longer discussion, but he's a young guy. He's an impressive guy. It was interesting even just talking with him about the head coaching interviews he had done and the process, and he was pretty clear, like, I'm trying to win the Super Bowl. Like, I'm really focused on the Ravens. I said to him, like, how are you prepping for these other teams for these interviews while you're getting ready for the game? And he's like, man, I really can't. Like, I really can't that much. Anyway, he's an awesome guy. I think you guys would love him. He's
Yeah, give me his personality, Ross. Give me.
Can he command a room?
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's hard to know from three conversations, right? Mm-hmm. He definitely is terrific in a one-on-one setting, but he's not like me. He's not like a loudmouth. You know what I mean? And so I don't know what he would be like in front of the room, but I got to tell you guys, I mean, they got a lot of veterans on that defense, and they got strong guys like Roquan Smith and these guys that they have on defense in Baltimore, and they all rave about him, and obviously the proof's in the pudding. So, I don't think you have to be a loudmouth like me. I think as long as it's clear you know what you're talking about, I think guys really, really respect that. Because I'd be curious to see what he would be like in a press conference. Mm-hmm. He comes across as great one-on-one. I don't know what he's like, in a setting like that.
Any other comp? Ross Tucker here with us all over the NFL. He's going to be calling the Super Bowl on Westwood One as well. Any other comp that comes to mind of other coaches, Ross, over the years that you've sat in production meetings with, that you've been on the sidelines with? When you think of Mike Macdonald, is there another coach that comes to the front of your mind as well as a comparison?
Well, it's interesting because when you say that, one of the first things I thought about was Jonathan Gannon. And Jonathan Gannon, his personality is such that the first time I met him, within maybe 3 minutes, I thought to myself, 1,000% this guy's going to be a head coach. And I would say I thought Mike Macdonald was impressive, but I wouldn't say that he's got that kind of dynamic personality. And I would also say, maybe we overstate that. I know in Philly, the big thing was when they hired Sirianni, his first press conference, guys, it was bad. I mean, it was bad.
Disaster, yes.
And I don't know if you guys remember it, but it was really, really bad. I mean, I was getting, I'm from outside of Philadelphia, and I'm getting text messages from all my high school buddies like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, this guy can't even put a sentence, like, what is he even talking about? He just was talking about a plant or a flower. Like, they were, some of the stuff Sirianni said, you know what, though? I mean, the next year they were in the Super Bowl, and he makes the right decisions in terms of clock management and timeouts and those type of things. So I think the most important thing that I've seen, I think I had 9 head coaches in the NFL. You really got to be true to yourself and true to who you are. And as long as you're that, I think that's good. Like, I don't think McDonald is like a Vrabel either. Where Vrabel's kind of like that kind of guy. I think McDonald is a little bit more reserved, possibly. But, I never felt like Kevin O'Connell or some of these other guys. I never felt like some of these guys were guys that had dynamic take over a room personalities. And yet, like Matt LaFleur doesn't. Matt LaFleur's done a heck of a job in Green Bay, and he's not a guy that when you talk to him, you're like, wow, that guy, he blew me away. Like, the guy is like, he's just all in on coaching and loves it. And, it's cool if you're like Vrabel or you play in the NFL. Like, I get that part of it too. But I guess I'm extremely impressed when you're a guy like McDonald. I forget what college he went to, but wherever he went, he was like coaching when he was already in college. And I'm impressed by guys like that that don't have a great playing background and yet are still able to rise up the ranks. Because if you're a guy like that, you are really, really starting low on the totem pole.